Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Obsy. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my favorite designer fragrances. So if this is the kind of video that interests you, then make sure you keep on watching. Alien by Mugler. So Alien by Mugler has been one of my favorites. I have used this fragrance for a very long time. I spoke about this fragrance in my previous video, and this is just a very nice, white floral fragrance. For me, my favorite type of florals are the white florals. So jasmine. I mean, sometimes I like tuberose, it just depends on how it's done. But I really love the jasmine and amber combination in this fragrance. Obviously, they have a lot of flankers and you can go for whichever one suits your boat or rocks your boat. But for me, the original Alien has been and will always be my favorite. I'm not a fan of the new ones. The DNA is still the same thing. I just really like the original. And again, Mugler fragrances are very long lasting. I'm going to give it to them. They have a good projection, good sillage, very long lasting. They stand the test of time. I highly recommend, if you don't know which kind of fragrances to go for, this can be your everyday fragrance, this can be your workwear fragrance, this can even be a date night scent. I think this is a fragrance that actually cuts across different kinds of occasions, and so I highly recommend Alien from Mugler. It is very stunning, very gorgeous, and if you don't like the original, definitely check out the other flankers. If the original is too heavy for you, you can check the flankers, because I feel they have the ones that are not too heavy, the EDT, the ones that are probably more floral on the floral side, probably more intense as well. They have different flankers, and I think the only one that I'll probably recommend from the flankers will probably be Alien Goddess, because I feel like it has that extra tropical coconutty kind of vibe, which is also my cup of tea. So yeah, my next fragrance here is Chanel Coco Noir. Chanel Coco Noir is a very stunning, I believe there's rose in here, fresh rose, a little bit spicy and dark, but very, very airy. I think it's also a perfect summer scent, if I do say so myself. It is so gorgeous. I think a lot of people like probably the Coco by Chanel, but for me, Coco Noir is more intense, definitely my vibe. I'm not really a huge fan of Chanel fragrances, but honestly, they snapped when they came out with this one. Coco Noir has been in my collection for the longest of time. The performance is very good. I will not call this a beast scent, but it has a good longevity of about, I would say, 8 hours on my skin and probably like 12 hours on clothes. So my issue with designer fragrances is that some of them can be a little bit redundant and soapy and just like nothing unique. But Coco Noir, even though it gives me a little bit of that soapy vibe, I get a little bit of that soapy vibe, but it's still done in a very unique way, and this can easily be your signature scent. If you're like me that likes strong scent, you definitely like this one as your signature scent. If you don't like strong scent, if you like something that is a little bit airy, wearable, then this can be like your night out scent. This can be like your date night scent as well, because I feel like it is a little bit intense but in a very airy way, if that makes sense. My next fragrance here is Bottega Veneta Knot. Ooh, absolute. I don't hear people speak about this one. Who puts me on this one? Actually, I saw somebody talk about this fragrance on Instagram years ago. That's when I actually purchased this fragrance. And people don't really speak about Bottega Veneta fragrances anymore, but I can definitely beat my chest to say that they have a good range of fragrances that are actually very stunning. A little bit on the fresher side, a little bit on the clean side. It gives that fresh and citrusy vibe, but still is a very unique fresh and citrusy fragrance. I'm literally leaving or saving the last bit of it because I don't want to repurchase it, but I really love this fragrance. This was literally my everyday scent. So Bottega Veneta is definitely one of my favorites. It smells amazing, a little bit sweet but not so sweet, very fresh as well. I don't get any florals in here, but if there are going to be any florals, I would think maybe like jasmine, something a little bit mild, not so prominent, a little bit fruity as well, sweet. It smells luxurious as well. I haven't smelled anything like this. Of course, the bottle is also very gorgeous. So yeah, they have different flankers as well. This is the Rouge Absolue, there's not. But yeah, I highly recommend Rouge Absolue. I think it's gorgeous, luxurious, very unique, and you get at least 6-7 hours wear out of this one. I don't think that it has a very good projection. I think it has a very nice sillage. It has a very mild projection, to be honest. It's not a big smooth scent at all. It is stunning nonetheless. Okay, so my next fragrance here is Carolina Herrera's Very Good Girl. I have raved about this fragrance a lot. This is one of the flankers of the the Good Girl, but it smells nothing like the Good Girl from Carolina Herrera. This has the Delina exclusive DNA. It has that very tart, rhubarb, you know, fruity and lychee vibe. So there's rose in here, there's lychee. I believe there's some fruity notes as well, if I do say so myself. This is very long lasting. I like that it has a good projection. It also has a very good sillage as well. Very Good Girl for me is the best flanker from the Good Girl. I like the fact that it is completely different. I don't get the Good Girl DNA in this one. If you don't have like Delina money and you want to smell something close to Delina, then definitely check out Very Good Girl. I think you definitely love this one. My next fragrance here is Jimmy Choo, I Want Choo. See, this is hanging on the last leg. I love this fragrance. When this fragrance came out newly, I was so surprised, so shocked at how good this fragrance is. So this is a very nice fruity floral, a little bit creamy. I think that's the main thing that I get from this one. It is very creamy and musky in the dry down, so you get some fruity notes in here. A little bit of citrus is in the opening note, but what stands out to me is the creaminess. Like, in fact, from the beginning, from the opening note to the dry down, it's a little bit creamy and musky and very warm and cozy. It is so stunning. I absolutely love this fragrance. But will I be repurchasing this fragrance? No, not because it's not good, but I just feel like I have things that smell like this in my collection. They have a more intense version. I might be the only person that doesn't like the intense. I don't know why. There's just something about it for me. It smells so good. It's very sexy as well. This is also a very good date night scent, if I do say so myself. So if you're looking for that very nice sexy fragrance to wear on a date, this is definitely one that you should check out. It is not groundbreaking. It's not something that is extremely unique. Obviously it's feminine. This is not catered to the guys, but I mean, who made the rules anyways? For me, I actually prefer the original. I mean, you can definitely check out the intense version and see which one actually suits or rocks your boat, but for me, the original is where it is at. I feel like I love the original of most fragrances because that's where they put in a lot of work. They put in a lot more work in the original because they're coming out with this very new scent. And then the flankers are just always like a redundant, or should I say just a reformulation of the original. So you can still tell that the original DNA is there, but either a little bit more intense or a little bit lighter. The flankers always just make me feel like sometimes it's more commercial. A lot of these brands just want to make more money, so I'm never really intrigued about the flankers, the intense, the nectars. The original is where it's at. All the effort is put in the original, and then you get this very quality juice. Get at least 8 hours wear out of this one. Minimal projection. It's not a big smooth scent. You're not going to fill up a whole room, but you definitely have that lingering scent trail around you that is very inviting, and that scent bubble that is very cozy and warm that you just want to keep smelling yourself. It's a stunning fragrance, and I think you should check it out. My next fragrance here is Linted Rouge by Givenchy. As in, I have used the original, I have used the intense, and this is the Rouge, and I can tell you that the Rouge is where it is at. I know I just said that I do not like the flankers of fragrances, but trust me, this particular one, this particular brand, this particular perfume, every flanker is a hit back to back. I feel like every flanker has its unique character. So the Rouge for me has the same DNA, but you can definitely tell that this is a little bit more dark. This is darker and more sexy. So this has vetiver, there's tuberose, but there's something extra that makes it a little bit more on the grungy side, a little bit more on the, it's more sexy. I don't know the right word to describe this. It doesn't smell exactly like the original. You can definitely tell the difference. I like the fact that there's something sexy about this fragrance, and I think that's what a lot of people love, because a lot of people love this fragrance. Even the intense as well. I don't have the intense in this video because I was just going to talk about this one. It's also very good. As in, the intense, I think it's just more intense. The intense for me is stronger, and the intense also screams unisex. So I feel like men can wear that fragrance very well and it smell amazing on them. I know a couple of guys that actually wear the intense version of this fragrance and it smells amazing on them. I think if you want that mysterious, sexy vibe, you should definitely check out the Rouge. I think there's also the EDT as well. They all have the same DNA, not my cup of tea, but they are all very long lasting. They all have a very good performance. For me, this is my favorite. I believe there's ginger as well, which is also what makes the fragrance a little bit unique. I get a little bit of ginger in here, something a little bit salty as well. Yeah, and if you try this fragrance, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Which of the flankers do you actually like more? more. Next on my list is Perfect Intense by Marc Jacobs. You can see that most of my designer fragrances are literally bottom level. That's because I wear my designer fragrances a lot as my everyday scent. I wear them to work, I wear them to lounge. I hardly ever buy 100 ml of my fragrances. So anyways, Perfect Intense is a beautiful scent. So what I got from this fragrance is banana. So it has this banana thing going on, like a very sweet, juicy, ripe banana. Very sweet, very sexy, has that vanilla sweetness going on in the dry down, creamy, very musky as well. This for me was very unique, and that's why I got it. I mean, very different from the route that Marc Jacobs would go for. I mean, they have a lot of fragrances that are like very fresh or very floral, but this one just has something a little bit extra. Is there actually banana in this? I'm going to leave all the notes on the screen. It is also very long lasting. Very, very rare of me to say about Marc Jacobs. Their fragrances do not last long on me at all. Perfect Intense, love. Was a love at first sniff for me. Creamy, sexy, musky, not so warm, a little bit fresh but not so fresh. It's an amazing scent. This has a very good performance, not a bit smooth scent, but this has a very, very crazy sillage. It has a moderate projection. We have Replica Maison Margiela Under the Stars, and this is basically oud and leather. This is a new one. I think this is a release, I don't know when, was it last year or this year? I think this was last year, yes. If you know me, you know I love leathery scents. I love fragrances that have leather in them. Now the oud here is not a dirty oud. The oud here is not an animalic oud. I feel like the oud is very smooth and it mixes very well with the leather notes in here. Very long lasting fragrance, if I do say so myself. Extremely long lasting. This performs better in winter period, so I don't think that this is good for summer because it's very intense, except you're going to wear this on summer nights. Now this is a perfect unisex fragrance as well, so men can wear it, women can wear it, and it will smell amazing on both genders. It performs so well. I would not say it's the best layering fragrance, but I just feel like it's also a good unique scent that can be layered with other unique scents in your collection. This is so good. A little bit unusual. I don't think I have anything that smells like this. The oud and leather actually is a very nice unique blend. There's just something about this fragrance. There's something unique about this scent that just made me fall in love. I haven't worn this in a very long time because I think this is better in winter time. I feel like I still get something a little bit airy about this one. It's still very much on the intense side. Definitely going to classify this as one of my favorite designer fragrances. Still keeping it in the house of Replica. I mean, you all know that Replica has like very gorgeous, they have very gorgeous scents. Most of their scents are EDTs, so I don't think a lot of their scents are EDPs. Most of them are EDTs, and you know that the EDTs don't tend to last so long. But you see, Replica, they have made me believe that EDTs can last really long because this is Jazz Club, and this Jazz Club is an EDT fragrance. And when I tell you the longevity, the performance of Jazz Club is crazy. This is unisex. This is a unisex fragrance. This is sexy. This is boozy. This is luxurious. I can imagine myself in an air-conditioned room wearing Jazz Club, having a glass of whiskey. I get something very expensive. I get something very luxurious about this fragrance. It just screams luxury. I don't know the best way to explain it. If you want to smell luxurious, if you want to smell like you have billions in your account, Jazz Club is really the one. Obviously, because of how heavy it is, I think that it will perform better in winter as well. Jazz Club is definitely long lasting, good performance. It is just an absolute stunner. One of the best sellers from the brand. I mean, if you know Replica or Maison Margiela, you would know that Jazz Club or By the Fireplace are the two, you know, most talked about fragrances from the house. So definitely check this one out. Okay, so the last fragrance I'm going to talk about in this video is Tom Ford. Now this is Tom Ford Noir. Obviously Tom Ford is a designer brand. Let's keep it 100. Tom Ford Noir is one of my favorite fragrances. This kind of gives me that cafe coffee vibe, but I don't think there's even coffee in this fragrance. It's so interesting. This is very dark. This is a dark fragrance. This is not fruity. This is not floral. Maybe there's some fruits in here, but in a very dark way. It's probably mixed with some extra notes in there that give it this very dark, sexy vibe. Again, this fragrance is only going to perform very well in winter time. It's too hot for this kind of fragrance. There's vanilla in here. I want to believe that there's something like coffee in here. I mean, I'm going to leave all the notes on the screen, but it's giving me that coffee vibe or that cafe vibe or something that smells a little bit like that with vanilla. I get something green but but not so green. But Ford Noir is definitely one of my favorites. I have loved this fragrance for a very long time. I've used this fragrance for a very long time. I've loved on it. I'm almost running out of my bottle, so I've literally just kept it to one corner. But this is a very sexy fragrance. I think this is also a very good date night scent. So they also have the Tom Ford Noir for men, and they have the Tom Ford Noir Extreme. I think that the whole line is a very sexy line. It's one of the best from Tom Ford in my opinion. Good performance. Personally, I don't think that it really lasts so long on my skin, and that's where I have an issue. But it's still a very stunning scent. I get at least 8 hours. With the way it smells, I'm expecting it to last at least 12 plus hours. It smells really good, and it's a sexy fragrance. That's all I can say. It's a dark, sexy, grungy fragrance, and I absolutely recommend. I didn't want this video to be too long. That's why I just quickly wanted to just, tell you guys the bits and bobs about these fragrances, the designer fragrances I'm actually wearing, because a lot of us love fragrances and we've all gravitated towards the niche fragrances, but there are some very good designer fragrances in the market. Anyways, I hope you guys loved my recommendations. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Which of the designer fragrances are you guys feeling? Before I wrap up this video, so this is a recent buy. I don't even know what to say. I was about to wrap up this video and then I realized this is D&G's Devotion. This is a very nice lemon vanilla fragrance. So people compare this fragrance to like a lemon cupcake or a lemon pie kind of vibe. It has that lemon citrusy vibe to it with the vanilla and the base note. I was very skeptical about buying this fragrance because I wasn't really sure. I have Lira from Casa Morati, but I feel like Lira leans a little bit more on the orangey side rather than on the lemony side. This is a stunning fragrance, honestly speaking, and it has a very good performance. It has good longevity, it has good central, it is very beautiful. This is like for my soft girls. You don't want to do too much, you don't want to wear something too heavy, you want to smell very elegant, very sexy, very chic. This is the fragrance for you. I really love this fragrance. I love that it's a very soft fragrance. Whenever I smell myself when I wear this fragrance, I'm just like, oh, I smell very soft, clean, sexy. That's the vibe that I get from this one. The vanilla is very prominent, especially in the dry down. Obviously the bottle is also very gorgeous, not too much is going on, very simple, and it's very long lasting, moderate projection. It's not a beast mode scent, but it has a very huge central, and so I highly recommend this one for my soft girls that don't want to do too much. You would definitely like D&G's Devotion, so definitely check this one out. And that concludes my video. I almost forgot about that one. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know again your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know the fragrances that you're feeling right now. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to my channel, please do not leave without hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you like this video and share it to your friends and your loved ones. And I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
She's surprised I'm on time, but for what you do, I drop it all for you. The way you do it so clean, I be down for the flex. You cold, it's the ice on your neck. You just gotta drop me one line, one text, and I'ma switch plans, I'll be there 1 sec. I said you know me, low key, OG, 10 seconds, Snapchat story.